Hey, this is Nbtsky, and this is the daily reading for Aquarius. So the future number breaks down to 2044, which breaks down to 10 and 1. So this is the ending of cycles and the beginning of new cycles in a little Leo energy. So the Chinese astrology says that the future number is associated with the wood rat. So the traits are imaginative, passionate, wise, and intense. The element wood associated with the planet Jupiter, which rules the ninth house. Philosophy, dreams, visions, religion, and faith. So in 2044, Aquarius with Jupiter dominant in the chart may be ending or starting new cycles in regards to philosophy, religion, faith, even changing environments and moving far away. Now, discussing the underlying number, the sun is associated with the with Leo, and this is a discussion of pleasure, children, romances, creativity, risk, and hobbies. Aquarius may find themselves in a very creative energy at this time. Stay in the high vibrations of the sun. See your visions and the things you have imagined manifest. Yet do not be blinded by the concept of being in a blissful state, because the sun does bring upon bliss, and sometimes we can get lost in a blissful state as human beings. So let's look and see what the oracle is talking about for the overall energy today, which is for Aquarius, Mars, and this future energy in the sun, the Leo, and what the sun wants to discuss real fast. Let's see. All right. So the uncharted sea. So yeah, there will be some Aquariuses in this time that probably choose to travel across seas and experience other aspects of reality, dealing with the emotions, also trying to stay balanced. There's areas of the emotion that Aquarius will probably be willing to tap into. They'll be a little bit more passionate, a little bit more emotionally connected to things that they want to interact with. So let's see what's going on with Aquarius today. And Mars, when you're dealing with Mars, this is also associated with Aries, so there could be Aquariuses dealing with Aries today. And so the storyteller. So when you talk about the storyteller, this is somebody that's able to clearly articulate. Make sure that you're not in lies and deceit when you're communicating today. Don't be that type of storyteller. Be the one that tell wise stories. You have some Aquariuses that may have Mars dominant in their chart and may be very wise, whether they're young or not, beyond their years, and they are able to articulate and bring forth kind of stories that kind of have value to them. But we're going to look into it a little bit more later. Let's look at the moon card. And let's see what the moon card is talking about. And when you're dealing with the moon, you're dealing with the moon is associated with Cancer, the sign of Cancer. So Aquarius is that's dealing this month. Outside of that, dealing with your emotional side, family, and so on and so forth. Let's see what it says. A time for healing. The Balsamic moon. I'll put when the next one will come up in the description. So it's a time for healing, and in order to heal, you have to go through all of the different emotions attached to the things that you are healing from. So pay attention. Put that energy of wanting to heal and move forward into this upcoming Balsamic moon, which we will have in a description. So now we got the high frequencies. The medium frequencies are in the sun, and is in that's speaking of Leo. How I get to the numbers to 10 and the 1. So this lets you know that this is a complete cycle and then starting of new cycles when you're dealing in this high frequency. So let's see what the high frequency of Leo is talking about today. So you have the Knight of Wands here, right? And when we're dealing with the Knight of Wands, let me see what dates are we dealing with here for the Knight of Wands. You're dealing with Sagittarius energy, this fire, air energy, right? So and usually this is about messages that come through, and that Sagittarius right there, and then you have Justice right there. So let's pay attention to what's going on with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is facing in a past position where the Temperance, which also represents Sagittarius, is still trying to find balance. And then you have the card of Justice, which is also a discussion of balance no matter how this particular energy feels. There's a lot of things that be an ending of a cycle and the start of a new one, and that's perfectly fine. It will cause no conflict whatsoever because it's in a high vibration. When you're dealing with justice, you could also be dealing with law, and it's a call for balance. It's necessary. for balance. If you notice, the sword is facing in opposite direction. Justice, the female in this particular card, is looking at the temperance. Balance is required. Things in the past is in the past, and this is why the Knight of Wands is walking away. So at the end of the day, Aquarius is in this energy. There will be things that come to you that's from the past, or that's past energy, or that should be in the past. If it's going to throw you out of balance, do not let it. And make sure that you are staying in balance in the sun. Everything is going to be clear to Aquarius today when it comes to these fire signs and air signs. And if you're dealing with law and the requirements for balance, if there's no balance involved, it will be very clear. So it would be a bad time for anybody dealing with, the justice system and things like that. Anybody on the other side of it, like the judges and things of that nature, it would be a really bad time to be a little bit off and a little bit crooked. It will be very clear to the all that's involved that there's something not correct. So let's look into the medium frequency of the Leo. And also remember, when you're in the 10 and the 1 is a discussion of ending cycles and starting new cycles. And there will, in this high frequency, this is a discussion of an ending of corruption and the start of actually bringing upon balance. This is what's necessary in Aquarius' energy. So Aquarius, if you're dealing with law and stuff like that, understand that. And all other signs too that Aquarius is dealing with. So we got the Hangman here, stagnation, seeing things from a different perspective, right? So, and then we have this Lover's card, and then we also have the Moon. So we have all majors right here in discussion. The reason why we have this in the medium frequency is that it's going to be made clear that we have this fire energy that does not see things exactly the same. And when you're dealing with fire energy, they don't necessarily, especially when you're dealing with the Knights, they really do not, they are full of motion and movement and creativity, usually. Now, this is letting me know also in a medium frequency that with Sagittarius, there's going to be some things that take place that make a particular relationship or friendship or bond or twin flame path very clear where balance is required. There's things about this justice energy that's unknown, this water energy. Things are not always clear when it comes to this justice energy, but also if you're dealing with law and order and stuff like that, pay attention to the groups of individuals surrounding particular situations. Pay attention to the one that's focused or doing something or was different acting in the past, and then also the things that justice is not making clear. So let's look and see what goes on in the lower frequency, which is not saying it in a bad way, everybody, but we are in the Pluto numbers, and that's associated with the sign of Scorpio. And so let's see what's going on here. We have this Tower energy. You have the Six of Pentacles, and you have the Seven of Wands. So in this lower vibration, the Tower is not being accepted properly, and whatever is if you're in this low vibration, whatever is being ended is permanently being ended. Now, this is on one side. When you're dealing with the Six of Pentacles, this is an individual that is providing for different individuals, and there's a call for doing it in balance and in fairness. Also, one side of it is one has received or has been given within this relationship, right? When you're dealing with the Sagittarius, Gemini energy, one has been given, and in that, all it's because this person lost a lot at the end of the day. The other may have been receiving, and because they received, or possibly could receive, is defense mode. Now, if we're going to get into the low vibration, this is about not giving, and not giving. One side causes destruction, and the other one is constantly feeling offended and feeling attacked by it. So that could still render a little bit of a jealous energy in the lower frequencies. A lot of people may be looking on that you do not know nothing about, and that may cause a little imbalance when it comes to being treated fairly and justice. When it comes to this is about a relationship, partnerships, friendships, and third parties involved in it. So pay attention. And then when you're dealing with the Tower, you're dealing about a destructive energy. Once, if accepted, then there will be renewal. If not, there will be a complete change and a walk-off in the energy today. So some people may experience people walking away from particular situations because they see things different. And you also will see groups of people, partnerships, relationships, twin flame paths, or people dealing with multiple people who need to figure out how to get that done in balance and in fairness. And that's within work, law, relationship, friendships, things of that nature, right? So now let's see what Aquarius, and this is all a part of Aquarius day, so stay in your higher frequency. If it's not in balance, walk away. It's perfectly fine. Now, Aquarius and Mars energy, when you get Aquarius and a Mars energy, right, they are in their wise man, wise woman energy, very in control, or want to be in control, want to be in power of what's going on around them or what they're a part of. And that's just typical, right? So you got the Fool, new journeys. You have strength, that's a Leo energy. You also have the Two of Swords. So when you're dealing with this Fool energy, right, you're dealing with Uranus. And you know, usually when you're dealing with Uranus, you're dealing with Uranus and Neptune together, but Uranus is coming down by itself. And this is a discussion of new journeys, starting things new, and it's usually in a pure energy. The dog is there as a protector and brings about warnings on the journey. The warning here is a discussion of Leo. Now, on the journey, you're going to come into things today that you may have to deal with in a tender manner. So Aquarius says, please do not be over aggressive and too rough today. Don't be blinded, to how you make an individual feel in a particular situation today. You're on your journey, you're doing your thing today, pay attention to how you deal with aggressive energies today. Everything doesn't require you to match the exact vibration, and don't neglect or be blinded by your own past experiences and how things have made you feel, so that you could connect with people properly today. Actually, you'll probably have a better way of explaining yourself or communicating with people along your journey today by little stories, so that it kind of jog a person's concept and idea of where your mind is and where you're coming from, so they know that you're not really trying to be a blunt, harsh, mean, controlling, over possessive type of energy today. You just in your Mars energy. Mars energy is also warish, very aggressive, and you don't want Aquarius to be very aggressive today, so that's why we're discussing it. It may be elders that's around Aquarius today that come through with a nice example through verbal stories to get them to understand why certain things take place during the course of the day, whether you're young or old is irrelevant. So let's look at the time for healing in the Balsamic moon. And like I said before, I will put it in the description. And so you have the Three of Cups, I recall the Two of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. Alright, so in the Balsamic moon, heal from past friendships, past relationships, so that you can move forward and create and build. And also, there may be some information that comes in to you in reference to material gains and things of that nature. Pay attention to how you spend money. This is coming down on the feminine side, where on this masculine side, there's a lot of celebratory energy, friendships, and things of that nature. Pay attention to how they feed the energy that you let off. If you are in that kind of energy, dealing with this Balsamic moon, right? So if you in this future upcoming Balsamic moon right now, if you are in a relationship, pay attention to how people around you react to your relationship, and is it conducive to your relationship. Also pay attention to the fact that you're not in a relationship with a feminine principle, Aquariuses and people that's there for monetary purposes. So pay attention to that. A lot of things will come out, and if it is that you are in a situation or a partnership that's primarily based off of, her goal behind it is monetary purposes, it will be made clear, and there will be healing from that and learning from that. So do not worry or drive yourself up the wall about it. Anyway, smooches and deuces. This is the daily reading for today for Aquarius. I hope everybody have a lovely day. Deuces.